The Beverly Hillbillies, a household name that lasted an incredible 9 seasons from 1962 to 1971. Have you ever wondered where is the cast of The Beverly Hillbillies 1962? In this video, you will see how have the actors of The Beverly Hillbillies changed. You will know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then, in 1962, and what's with them now, in 2025. Okay, let's go. Sharon Tate as Janet Trego. Born January 24, 1943. Sharon Tate appeared in The Beverly Hillbillies before she became widely known for her film roles. She had a recurring role on the show between 1963 and 1965 under the name Janet Trego. A secretary at the Commerce Bank where Mr. Drysdale worked, she was victim of the Manson murders. Tragically, Sharon Tate was one of the victims of the Manson family murders that occurred on the night of August 8 and 9, 1969, in Los Angeles. At the time, Sharon was a 26-year-old actress and 8.5 months pregnant with her first child. Fathered by her husband, director Roman Polanski, she was best known then for roles in films like Valley of the Dolls and The Fearless Vampire Killers. On that night, members of Charles Manson's cult broke into the house she was renting at 10,050 Cielo Drive in Benedict Canyon. Along with Sharon, 4 others were murdered. Her death shocked the nation and became a symbol of the darker turn of the 1960s. Buddy Epson as Mr. Jed Clampett. Born April 2, 1908. The head of the household and the very man who would happen upon their oily ticket to fortune. Epson lent dignity and integrity to Mr. Clampett, always remaining true to himself and never altering the way he treated people. Buddy masterly created a simple-minded, yet complex character. He really grounded the entire series. Buddy himself was a dancer, singer, actor, and comedian, less known for lending his singing voice to the iconic Tin Man in 1939's The Wizard of Oz. Buddy would have been the Tin Man if not for the dangerous aluminum dust used in the makeup collecting in his lungs. So when Buddy hit the hospital, the role was recast with Jack Haley. Buddy did alright, though. His career spanned 7 decades from his first film role as a dancer alongside his sister, Velma Epson, in the 1936 Oscar-nominated Broadway melody to his very last role in the 1993 film adaptation of The Beverly Hillbillies, making a cameo as his other lasting TV character Barnaby Jones. Epson passed away July 6, 2003 at age 95, after lending his voice one final time to the cartoon sitcom, King of the Hill. Irene Ryan as Daisy Mae, Granny, Moses. Born October 17, 1902. Irene was also an established vaudeville, radio, and movie actress. Before playing everyone's favorite Spitfire, she was known for being the girl that made Bob Hope laugh all across America as she accompanied Hope on one of his many famous military tours. Irene performed in a number of comedy sketches and shorts showcasing her many skills. Beyond her time on The Beverly Hillbillies, she also dabbled on Broadway, taking the big stage in Pippin, which would be her last role before dying at age 70 in 1973. 2 years after The Beverly Hillbillies came to an end, she passed away on April 26, 1973 at age 70 of a malignant brain tumor and heart disease. Donna Douglas as Ellie Mae Clampett. Born September 26, 1932. The show's Golden Girl, born Doris Ione Smith, which would change down the road as she became an established actress and singer. She was the beautiful tomboy who could fight like a wild animal. Before she wore pigtails, she wore the crown, named both Miss Baton Rouge and Miss New Orleans in the 50s, where she was inspired to move to New York to start her acting career. The Beverly Hillbillies launched her newfound fame, though she would never become a movie star. One major film Donna Douglas landed was a role opposite the king himself, Elvis Presley, in the musical Frankie and Johnny. Donna went on to become a gospel singer. She recorded her first release in 1982, followed by several gospel albums. She also recorded a few minor country records during the 70s and 80s. She then took a step back from entertainment and studied children's ministry. Sadly, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and passed away in 2015 at the age of 82. Raymond Bailey as Milburn Drysdale. Born May 6, 1904. Milburn Drysdale is the wealthy bank president and next-door neighbor who befriends his new client, the Clampetts, helping them navigate their newfound fortune with the help of his faithful assistant, Ms. Hathaway. Raymond Bailey perfectly played this materialistic opposite of Jed, Raymond's first attempt at acting as a young teen setting out into California was a swing and miss. Then he was called to serve in World War II, where he was taken as a prisoner of war by the Germans. Once back in the US, he began landing roles, including 10 appearances on Alfred Hitchcock Presents. His lasting career began in 1939 and went to 1975. Including his lawyer role in the classic comedic car film, Herbie Rides Again. This was one of his last roles before retiring due to symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, some of which were creeping up during the end of Hillbillies. He passed away in 1980 at the age of 75. Nancy Culp as Jane Hathaway. Born August 28, 1921. Jane was the voice of reason through the chaos that is the Clampetts household. As the bank assistant, it was her job to make sure they didn't blow their fortune. Before hitting the big screen, Nancy Culp was hitting the books, receiving both her bachelor's in journalism as well as a master's degree in both English and French. She also joined the United States Naval Reserve, ranking as a lieutenant until she was honorably discharged in 1946. Her acting career started with The Model and The Marriage Broker in 1951, and her big break was as the neighborhood birdwatcher Pamela Livingstone on The Bob Cummings Show, all before landing her infamous Ms. Hathaway. From then on, she was a household name, bringing the Clampetts back to reality each week. She reprised her role for the 1981 film The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies, before taking a hiatus from acting to pursue a political career as a Democratic nominee for the U.S. House of Representatives from Pennsylvania's 9th Congressional District. Unfortunately, she lost this race but would go on to educate others with her acting wisdom and was still acting until her death in February 1991 from cancer at the age of 69. Harriet McGibbon as Margaret Drysdale. Born October 5, 1905. Before joining the cast of the Beverly Hillbillies, Harriet McGibbon was an established stage actress who performed on Broadway and in regional productions throughout the country. She also studied the harp with a member of the Boston Symphony Orchestra and starred as Lucy Kent in the radio soap opera Home Sweet Home. Throughout her career, McGibbon was often cast as a high society snob or busybody. She made guest appearances on several shows, including Bewitched and My Three Sons, before landing her memorable role as Milburn Drysdale's status-obsessed wife. She passed away on February 8, 1987 in Beverly Hills. B. Benaderet as Pearl Bodini. Born April 4, 1906. Before playing Jed's cousin Pearl, B. Benaderet enjoyed a prolific career as a radio and voice actress. Best known for her role as Betty Rubble on The Flintstones. A longtime friend of the Beverly Hillbillies show creator Paul Henning, Benaderet played a pivotal role in one of the iconic casting decisions. She originally tested for the role of Granny, but after seeing Irene Ryan's audition, she reportedly told Henning, "There's your Granny." Benaderet also championed McGibbon for the role of Margaret Drysdale. In 1963, Henning created the show Petticoat Junction as a starring vehicle for Benaderet, and wrote her character out of the Beverly Hillbillies. While filming Petticoat Junction, Benaderet was diagnosed with lung cancer and passed away on October 13, 1968. Her husband, sound effects artist Eugene Twombly, died of a heart attack the day after her funeral. She died October 13, 1968 at age 62. Elvia Allman as Elverna Bradshaw. Born September 19, 1904. Throughout the 8 seasons, the show brought in all-star guest appearances. Elvia Allman joined the show as Cousin Pearl's supposed best friend, Elverna Bradshaw, as she criticizes Pearl's style and undermines her. She died March 6, 1992 at age 87. Max Baer Jr. as Jethro Bodini. Born December 4, 1937. The sweet-hearted and career-driven Jethro steals the heart of all with his good looks and relentless search for his purpose in the world, more often than not letting himself get distracted by the beautiful women of California. It's not his fault he boasts a 6th-grade education and thinks he's a genius. Max got into acting when he was mistaken as James Garner in the Warner Brothers cafeteria. Jimmy had just left Maverick and a studio head saw his resemblance and signed him to a contract. Max decided not to follow his father's footwork and become a boxer, as his dad was a world heavyweight champion. So, when he couldn't find success in front of the camera, he began working behind the scenes as a writer, producer, and would go on to bring drama to the big screen in Macon County Line, which would hold the highest-grossing independent film box office from 1974 till 1999 when The Blair Witch Project came out. He is currently the only surviving cast member of the Beverly Hillbillies, and he celebrated his 85th birthday in January of 2023 and has retired in California with a net worth estimate of $65 million. Now he is 88.